Jesurun Rak-Sakyi. Jesurun, I looked this up, an old biblical name. You don't hear it often. I mean, he probably does. But he's a right winger. He's left-footed, so one that can cut inside. But I've seen him use and score and assist with both feet. So that's always encouraging. I mean, nowadays, players of both feet seems to be more and more common. He's 21. He's 5'10", great height for a man. And also, Rak-Sakyi, which, by the way, I'm reliably informed that is the correct pronunciation because it is spelt Rak-Sakyi. Jez, also his nickname. So I might just call him that. But he's also eligible to represent Ghana through his parents, but he has represented England at under-20 level, earning 6 caps with 1 goal. He was part of Chelsea's youth system. His brother Samuel is with Chelsea now. But Jez, let's call him Jez. I like Jez. He had trials at a few clubs, Brighton, but the interesting one, Sheffield United. But for whatever reason, it didn't work out. So then he moved on to Crystal Palace. That was in 2019, working under former Blades defender, you might remember, from 2014, Paddy McCarthy. And he signed his first professional contract at 2021. And interestingly, made his debut as a substitute in a 3-0 defeat against former club Chelsea on the 14th of August 2021. Got some pretty good reviews as well, and we'll get to what Palace fans and Charlton fans have made of Jez a little bit later on. But Rak-Sakyi made his first start for the club in their final home game of the 21-22 season, and it was against Manchester United. So when it talks about like proper debuts, that for some kids, of course, is an absolute dream. On the 11th of August 2022, he joined Charlton Athletic. That was a season-long loan for the 2022-23 campaign. It went really well from him there. Every Charlton fan I have spoken to praised him. 49 appearances in all competitions, 15 goals. Not bad for a winger, very nice numbers. And unsurprisingly, he was named the club's supporters player of the year for his performances across the season. He went back to Palace after that, so he's riding on a high, but hasn't made that many appearances. And there is a reason for that. We'll get to it in a moment. But he went back to Palace. He's made 10 appearances for them in total, with the first team 8 in the Premier League. Now, I mentioned he's a right winger, but across his career, he's actually played in a variety of positions, and a breakdown looks like this. He's played 52 times as a right winger, getting 17 goals, 12 assists. He's also, because he's left-footed, unsurprisingly been used out on the left-hand side 38 times and 26 assists. Sorry, 26 goals, 12 assists, even better numbers. He's played in centre forward, and he's done well there. 4 starts, 3 goals there. Attacking midfield he's also played, and it makes sense that he'd be able to operate there 3 times. And if you go slightly deeper, he's also played left midfield twice and scored twice when doing that. Now, if we include his youth games in his career totals, it looks like this. 118 appearances, 48 goals, 25 assists. You're getting the idea of the player and how involved he is in the final third. He's played the majority of his matches in League One, 43 times there, 15 goals, 8 assists. Now, in the 23-24 season, he had a bad injury, and it was a hamstring injury, missing 176 days. It'll be really interesting to see how that has impacted one of his biggest weapons, his pace. Important for any winger who likes to, knock the ball past his man and run. We'll have to see how that's impacted him long term. I've looked at League One Rak-Sakyi compared to Championship James McAtee. So the same season, 2022-23, United haven't played without and out wingers for a long time. There isn't really a left-footed right winger that I can compare Rak-Sakyi with, but McAtee is the closest thing in terms of creativity, so I went there, and we'll just have to deal with it. But Jez is more of a threat through scoring, but McAtee slightly better in creative numbers. McAtee has most successful crosses when compared with the two per 90 minutes, 0.47 compared with 0.28 for Jez. Also, when we're looking at dribbling, it's fairly even between the two. Rak-Sakyi just edging it, 2.06 compared to McAtee's 1.84 per 90 minutes. McAtee created more chances, 1.66 to 1.44. Shots on target per 90, 0.76 for McAtee, 1.11 for Rak-Sakyi. Shots per 90, just over 2.03 for McAtee, but 2.32 for Rak-Sakyi. Both their expected assists and expected goals were similar. When we look at the defensive side of their games, it shows us that 𝗏𝗂𝐶𝗂 provides a higher level of defensive output, but both are fairly weak in the air, probably not unexpected. When looking at percentages and putting it all together, we can deduce that both are, unsurprisingly, good dribblers. Rak-Sakyi is a better passer of the ball, but was playing in League One, so it should be slightly easier at that level. You've got to take that into account when looking at any of these numbers. Successful dribble rate, 57.4%, 0.40%, I should say, for 𝗏𝗂𝐶𝗂, and 53.30% for Rak-Sakyi. Passing accuracy, 81.30% for Rak-Sakyi and 77.50%. It sounds really weird saying it like that. Just 77.5. Let's just go with that for 𝗏𝗂𝐶𝗂. But, you know, when we're looking at it, it's very, very similar. So they're kind of par for the course, both of them there. Things I noticed about Rak-Sakyi from actually watching him, the eye test, the highlights, the clips, the matches. He's got a nice, delicate first touch, not afraid to drop the shoulder, does like to cut inside onto that left foot from the right, can get into scoring positions, isn't a selfish player, perhaps a bit lightweight, not much use aerially. You know, it's going to be, I would think, interesting to see what United do. And hopefully, United will employ a new system or two with wingers. Could be exciting if it works. I watched Rak-Sakyi score a hat-trick in a youth match against Tottenham, and his final strike was in the centre-forward position. A lovely one-touch left-foot finish. He will offer options going forward. This is welcome. He's got skills. I saw him turn his man for Charlton with a lovely flick when playing against Bolton, and then drive along the byline, look up, pull it back, and set up a striker for a finish. You know, at the same token, you'll see him take the ball from out wide, work the space to get more central, shimmy, dummy, drop the shoulder, appear as though the left peg is going to be the one to unleash the shot. Defender dives in, and he picks his spot with the right foot. Anything that keeps defenders guessing, fine by me. He likes a back heel, a no-look pass, a deft touch to set up teammates, then running off the ball and looking for the 1-2. He's exciting. He's got that close control, a real live wire. I like the clips I watched of him for Charlton when he shot early, catching the keeper unawares. I saw an interview with him as well, where he said he'd worked harder on the off the ball, more of the unseen work, which wasn't something he'd done as much in his early years. And Rak-Sakyi has said of his own game, I like to say I'm really direct. I like to take players on, create chances, score goals, get assists. I like to entertain the fans, and I enjoy being on the pitch. I'm just trying to improve every time and get as many games as I can. I want to get goals, assists, and just help the team as much as I can. End quote. Speaking after his successful loan with Charlton Athletic, he went on to say, coming from a Premier League club, there's a lot of expectation for you to perform week in, week out for the fans. So I think that was one of the hardest things, just to be consistent every game. It was really good last year. I had a lot of support from my family, my friends, and my coaches. So I'm very grateful for that. End quote. Former Palace teammate Jordan Ayew said of Jez, and he's actually called him Jez. Jez is a very good player. He's a future talent and did well at Charlton. Some Palace and Charlton fans have shared their thoughts on Jesurun, with one saying, if anyone has watched the under-18s, you know he is huge for Palace. This kid is a baller, natural talent. At South London said, very good player, lots of ability and even more promise, but seems to be taking his time in development, in my opinion. Probably not physical enough. Chris Woe 309 90144. Very talented on the ball, very direct and pacey, and can beat about 3 players at once. Has slight issues with his physicality, off the ball and decision making, but a very good player if used well in the correct system. End quote. And that will be key, the correct system bit. I've kind of alluded to that already. And at Charlton _not 606, who apparently wasn't a fan of that show on 5 Live, he probably needs another season in League One with a loan. Maybe with Charlton before he's ready for the Championship. I think that Charlton fan just wants him back. And if that isn't a testament to his abilities, I don't know what is. As ever, thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you think.